Welcome back, trainer. So let's go ahead and take a look at our Kingdom Cup, first one here in Anchorage, going up against McBadass. And in the previous cup, if you watch my videos, I did lose to him in the very last match, and he did take the win. So we're going to be having this tournament at Warehouse 49. Big shout out and appreciate that. Also hosted by Elliegantly. We're going to be going over more of that towards the end. Let's go ahead and talk about the battle. He did start it off with Frostlass. I am using my Lapras up first. That was a pretty favorable matchup. If I did not shield that Shadow Ball, I would have been in some trouble. Took it out. In comes the Charizard here. I will be shielding that Blast Burn because it does a lot of damage to Lapras regardless of being water type. He will be shielding that Surf here, and we're looking pretty good. We're going to go ahead and let him take out that Lapras here because there's no point in saving the health. So I literally stopped tapping because I thought he was going to take out my Lapras, but it was able to survive. And I was able to get off another Surf onto that Flygon. So fantastic. Going in with the Lucario. He is going to be hitting me with super effective damage with that quick move, but I was able to do that power-up punch. He had no more shields, and Lucario took the win for me, so that's a first good game there. All right, so moving on to the next one here. Let's go ahead and see what we're going to be starting it off with. Going in with Lapras again, because I felt pretty comfortable seeing that his team was, for the majority of it, either going to be weak to water or I was going to be resisting them. So yeah, Blaziken doing quite a bit of damage with that counter up against it, being part Ice type on my end. We will be shielding that up because we're in a pretty good position here. I want the Lapras to go a little bit longer. So he is making his decision. He comes in with the Flygon. And I was trying to get to that Dragon Pulse, but I didn't want to waste the shield. I could have done Surf. It would have done a decent amount of damage to the Flygon. But hey, you can't win them all there. So in comes the Marowak here. I was having a bit of lag, but that's okay. I just pressed on. For the majority of it, I'm going to let you know, it was nice. They did have Wi-Fi here, so it ran fairly smooth for me. Personally, you're going to see a few hiccups down the line, and we did restart the match on the other person's end because they were running into some troubles. Nonetheless, going in here still, Lucario is going to be MVP for most of these matches, not personally for me, but for other people. The thing is just a monster. When you get the momentum going with that counter and power-up punch, it's nasty. All right, so going in here with the Alolan Marowak, he said he did have that Sky Attack ready to go. He wasn't able to tap it. I was able to get to that Shadow Ball first and take the win. So that was a good game, McBadass. Appreciate those. So going in here with OMG Kesha, a familiar face to the channel, starting it off with Lapras, and he's starting it off with Lapras. Now, the thing about it is I'm looking great because I already know he does not have Dragon Pulse, and I do. And if he has Ice Beam, well, that's not going to be very effective to me either. In which case, Dragon Pulse is going to be neutral damage, and I will win this mirror match. And I'm not going to use a shield. I mean, I could towards the end to preserve a little bit more health, but I'm just going to keep going with Dragon Pulse and possibly even burn a shield here, but he decides not to use one. And our Lapras is looking pretty healthy for the next match. It does do a little bit of damage, which is great. We're going to go ahead and go in here with the little Marowak. Yeah, that's a decision I made towards the end to pick this Pokemon here. It's a good counter to go up against Lucario. Now, you have to know if you should shield the Shadow Ball or not, otherwise you're going to get shot down one hit. He is bringing in the Altaria, and we will definitely be shielding that up because it takes too much damage off Lucario. Was having a bit of lag there, but that's alright. Gonna keep pressing on here. He does shield up my Shadow Ball, and that's okay. We're still looking alright. Do burn my last shield at this point. And I was thinking, ooh, I need to get to the Shadow Ball really bad. I can't win this if I do not. And in comes his Lucario. I do bring my Alola Marowak in, and I do that Bone Club there. Alright, so that's a good game. And if you do watch a lot of my PvP battles, I did go over how I was not going to use Melmetal. And sorry guys, I had to be a little deceitful because I was planning on using it pretty much the whole time because it is absolutely fantastic going up against Lapras, Altaria, Charizard, Alolan Marowak. I mean, even if you can get to that Thunderbolt and hit Lucario, it's still going to do a lot of damage. So, yeah, my bad. It is actually really good, okay? So, yeah, down goes his Lucario there. Do have my Melmetal out here. We're just going to get to that Rock Slide with that Thunder Shock, charging it up super fast. He does shield that up. And Melmetal can take that Bone Club fairly well, but I did want to preserve it just a little bit longer. I was in a decent position, and I knew he was going to bring another one up, and there I go. Have enough health to get off another Rock Slide here, and does a ton of damage to it. And I was able to take it out and have a Rock Slide for the next Pokemon, that Lapras. And he does have one more shield though, and he does burn that off. Down goes my Melmetal. In comes my Lapras. And I do have that Dragon Pulse. And I was like, woo, what's the verdict here? Am I going to be able to beat him? and it's a pretty close match. I did not want to use Surf because that was not enough to take it out, and it would have been a waste anyways, and he takes the win for that one. So nice job, good game. Now moving on to round 3 here. Now, to give him a little bit of credit for this round, he did make quite a few errors. He had a great lineup. It's just he was trying to hold his energy too long, and it costed him the match. So he does retreat. He was in a decent position. I could have gotten off Dragon Pulse, but still the Sky attacks come in a lot faster, and I would have had to either burn my shields or switch if I wanted to win that matchup there. So I do bring in Lucario. We're going to be doing super effective damage with our counter and power up punch. He will be blocking that up, but counter's doing so much damage. Since I did get that buff, Lucario is absolutely busted and broken. So I'm going to tell you this right now, if you haven't gotten to your cup and you don't have a Lucario, you may want one. You don't need it to win, but it's definitely necessary. Now, like I said, I don't know where his charge moves were at. He was just trying to preserve them for too long, I suppose, but he really did have the upper hand here. And it costed him the match, so remember that. Don't hold off too long. It's a good idea, but make sure you get him off when you think you should before you faint out. So those were good games, Kesha. Now on to the next match. We're going up against the old Bone Chip. He's starting off with Lucario, and I'm going to tell you this, not looking good. What a good pick here. We are both having lag on either end, so it wasn't too much of a disadvantage for me or him. It was the same thing. He is hitting up that power up punch. Now that counter is doing massive damage. He will be shielding because that's the play you want to do. Once you start getting those power up punch momentums, you're going to keep flowing with it. And I messed up here. Should have shielded that. I thought he was going to bait me, and it costed me. And it's over already. It's basically all over. The Altaria and Lucario combination on the same team, as well as the Bastiodon. I mean, come on, that's just... So yeah, you guys already know what it is. So anyways, have the Lapras in here, and it's like I said, it's over. I'm basically just going to fight until the bitter end. I'm not going to let him take me out with having 2 Pokemon left. There's no way that's happening. So he took him out. He was trying to shield to make sure he did preserve it and win with 2 left, but nah, no bueno, sir. So we're starting it off with Alola Marowak. He's going in with the Lucario yet again. So this is very favorable for me as long as I shield correctly here. So I wasn't taking chances again, and he hits me with the Shadow Ball. I was like, nah, not this time around. So Bone Club yet again. He decides to take the loss on the Lucario. I was able to take him out before he was able to get off a power-up punch. In comes the Bastiodon. Yet again, we're looking pretty good. The thing about this dang dinosaur Pokemon, it's a monster, all right? I do have one, and I decided not to go with it because I didn't want to run just a pure meta, just powerhouse team. I mean, I'm coming into this tournament trying to win, but I also want to use something a little offbeat, and that was my Melmetal as well as the Alola Marowak. So he is bringing in the Altaria here, and yet again, it's basically over. Yep, so no more shields. He has one more shield. I have a Charizard, and I can't win this. He did retreat the Bastiodon with a little bit of health left, and I might be able to take it out, but I'm pretty sure he has a charge ready to go. Sky Attack, and he takes me down. All right, moving on to the next trainer here. Let's see what we have. I'm starting it off with Lapras. He's going in there with the Blaziken. So it's pretty favorable for both of us, but Lapras will win this matchup if I do shield. And he is switching into Lapras. Now I have the switch advantage. He is locked in there. And I'm bringing in the Melmetal, which I should have used for that last round. But hey, you live and you learn. So he will be hitting me up with Surf. I'm letting it go through here. And we're just going to keep going with Rock Slide. Simple as that. You can go for Thunderbolt, but Rock Slide takes less energy, and it's still super effective to Lapras. We did run into a little bit of problems right here. He couldn't tap the screen, so we had to restart the match. So I wanted to include that anyways because I did for my last tournament when I was having lag as well. We decided obviously to go in with the same teams. That would be only fair. He is a Shadow Trainer now, as you can see. So yeah, we're just doing work again with Lapras. It felt like it was a pretty safe lead. Well, looking at his team technically, it's not going to be the best all the time. It really depends on what the other person has on their team, as a matter of fact. So he will be shielding that up. And he is down to no shield. So in comes my Melmetal. Yes, Charizard's going to be doing super effective damage, but I do have a shield, and I know I can get to Rock Slides very quick. And all I need is one Rock Slide on that Charizard, even at full health, and it would take it out. So yeah, Melmetal for the win again. So we're going to be able to hit that Rock Slide yet again onto that Lapras. And he can get off a Surf, but it's not enough to take me out. And I will, let's see, get to that Rock Slide. Yes, just in time, and that's going to be the win. So as you can see, Melmetal. Do you see why I picked it? Absolutely. Thing is fantastic. All right, so into round 2 here. He is back to his normal form as that trainer there. So he's starting it off with Charizard. I'm going with Lapras, and it's looking fantastic for me. He is coming in with Altaria, and he's locked in here. And at this point, I was like, yep, it's time for that Melmetal yet again. So if you have one of these and you're considering using it, give it a shot. You know, practice around with some trainers and see how well it works. Don't tell them you're using it, though. Kind of go in there, tell them you're going to want to battle with Kingdom Cups, right? And see what it can do. I did purchase a secondary move thanks to you guys for hitting that specific like marker on that one video. So yeah, pretty good investment. So it did do plenty of work. It will be taking me down here. I do have one shield. He has 0 going in with the Altaria. He is waiting to make his pick here. He comes in with the Blaziken. I'm able to get to that Sky Attack, and that's going to take him out. And it's pretty much over for that Blaziken there. In comes this Charizard, and I will be shielding this up. He's hitting me up with Blast Burn, and yeah, getting to that Sky Attack yet again, and that's going to finish up the match. So that's going to be a good game. All right, so moving on to the this is going to be a bonus round here up against Grinshot Dawn, and he did come in 3rd place. Bone Chip did take 1st, and I took 2nd place. This was after, you know, the tournament was over. We just wanted to battle each other. I didn't battle him at the last cup because we didn't get matched up, as well as significant lag, and I didn't want to have a matchup against, you know, the guy who won the tournament with lag all over the place. But this place was fantastic, so I was like, yeah, let's have a match. But guess what? Lag. Yeah. So there you go. He did use his shield. It did not work, so we're like, okay. But he said, you know what, you pretty much had that match anyways with the lineup that I had. I was like, okay, fair enough. So we're going to go in here with another round just for fun. He is starting it off with Blaziken. I'm going with Lucario. He is destroying me. So I will be hitting up that Power Up Punch. He is blocking it, and that's, yeah, not looking great for me. Going to go in here with Altaria and shield up that Brave Bird. And we're just going to Dragon Breath away here. And let's see what he brings in next. This is going to be Altaria itself. I will be hitting up that Sky Attack, getting a little bit more energy. And we're already halfway for that next Sky Attack, hitting it up again. And we're looking fantastic at this point. He will be shielding it up. He's down to 0 shields, and I do have 1 left. I was deciding if I wanted to or not. I let him take me out. Going to finish it off with Water Gun. I was really hoping he wasn't able to get to that Sky Attack. In comes Lucario here. Going to go ahead and go for that Water Gun. And then Surf. Obviously, I'm going to go for that Water Gun, right? And then I'll shield that Power Up Punch. And it's going to be a very close match, and I finish it off with that Water Gun. So that's going to be a good game. And here we have a nice group shot of everybody who participated in the Kingdom Cup. So it was a good time, like always. There was, you know, when it came down to the lag, it wasn't that big of a deal. There was a few hiccups here and there, but it was nothing like the other times. So big shout out to Warehouse 49, a gaming kind of place. They have a snack bar. I do believe they even serve alcohol, so it's pretty interesting. I've never been there before, but it was very nice, and I actually look forward to going back there. So you may want to check them out. Pretty cool there. And here we have the images of the top players. We have Bone Chip in the middle in the green hat, Grinshot in the red hat, and then myself over there in the black hat. I didn't realize we're all wearing hats. It's pretty funny. So yeah, big shout out to Bone Chip. I mean, the guy is, he's a beast. He knows what he's doing. He studies. It's not like he just picks top metas and then just goes. You know, he knows exactly what he's doing. And then also a shout out to Grinshot. I do have him on my friends list. We're working on becoming ultra friends. So hopefully he can be on the channel, you know, doing some PvP battles, because he is fairly good himself as well. And then, of course, myself is there with that egg between my leg. So yeah, good times. And yet again, shout out to Warehouse 49. As you can see the logo back there if you're in Anchorage or planning on coming in. And you have a bunch of friends and you guys want to play possibly console games that are all going to be LAN together, as well as PC gaming. This is going to be a nice place to check out. And like I said, they do have a snack bar as well as a bar itself. So pretty awesome place. Never heard about them before, but hey, it's first time going there and I'm spreading the word for you guys. So like I said, if you're in Anchorage or planning on coming in, if this interests you, give them a shot. And here we have the official lineup. So I was asking Bone Chip if we would actually travel to one of the Silph Arena's finals, because unfortunately here in Anchorage, we're not going to be able to have one because they have to be within 2-hour driving distance or something like that. So he did say yes. So that'd be pretty awesome. So possibly look forward to seeing him around your area one day. Who knows? And yet again, big shout out to the lovely Elliegantly for putting these amazing tournaments together and always going above and beyond with the prizes. I mean, the prizes are amazing. I'm leaving there with handfuls of things every time. Even if you're not in the top 3, you're still getting something. It's amazing. Those gifts, handmade. I still have a Pokeball bath bomb I still have yet to use. So, yet again, thank you, Elliegantly. And thank you for watching, trainers. And I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.